Welcome back to our Dutch farmhouse. My name is Naomi, and today I am redoing a room that I've already done before. This makeover was the very first that I did in this house and on this channel, and it has worked really well. But now that our boy's getting a bit older, we want to upgrade his room to give him some more space to play and maybe do some schoolwork at his very own desk. So I sat down with him and I pinned a whole bunch of pictures to a Pinterest board to determine what he liked. Turns out he's got great taste. He had already said that he wanted orange in his room, so I collected a whole bunch of orange bedrooms. He very quickly eliminated all the pictures that had darker walls. He also didn't want to combine it with blue, and he was very clear about it not being a yellowish orange, but more of an earthy orange, which I think is a really good choice. I'm very proud. He did single out some pictures with lines and geometric shapes on the walls. He really liked those. And then he also wanted lots of natural wood, which we do a lot in this house, so that fits. I will split up this project into multiple parts because I'm not going to be able to do it in a week. But now that we have an idea, let's get started. So to properly get started, I will obviously have to empty the entire room, which is where I run into my first challenge. You see, the previous owners have put in this gigantic IKEA closet, which is incredibly functional. Don't get me wrong, I love that thing, but it is kind of big. This is not a very large room to begin with. This is taking up a lot of space. It's also way more storage than we need. So I want to take it out, which you would think is not really a problem. Except the previous owners have put in the carpet after they put in the closet. So if I'm going to take the closet out, there's going to be a hole in the carpet. Isn't that fun? So I'm going to get new flooring. But first I will take everything out of this closet. I will take the whole thing apart completely and take all the parts upstairs because I am going to reuse it for a future walk-in closet. Oh, hang on. Is that easy? Oh, hey, puppy. I will just work around you. It's fine. Hello. Oh, it's gonna be so crowded in here. Okay, now I have no place to put anything. I'm gonna do the same to the bed, move that upstairs as well because we've got a fancy new one. Then I will take everything off of the walls and I will prime them because if I have a white or a lighter color on the walls, it is easier for me to test the new colors that are gonna be there. There's a very loud bird outside. Anyway, to replace his old bed, we got a loft bed. And I actually got a very, very simple loft bed because I want to be able to build things onto it, like a desk underneath, but also some storage. So the logical order of things would be to replace the floor first and then put in the bed. But we have ordered the floor and it's not going to be here for a while. So I'm actually going to build the bed first, which means that I will have to move it out of the way later when we replace the floor. But I need to see the bed in its place to determine like how exactly I want to build things and what materials I will need. So I'm going to go and get the parts of the bed and get them in here so that I can start assembling it. They are numbered? I didn't see numbers. I don't get it. I don't understand. Are these the... Oh, okay. Okay. This goes like here. Okay. Now, the main reason I chose to go with a pre-made bed instead of building one myself is that I wanted to be absolutely sure that it was safe and it would be able to carry the necessary weight and all that. In hindsight, this particular bed was so incredibly simple that my version would have been so overdone that an elephant could have probably slept in it. But This did save me a ton of time, and that is also worth something, right? Putting it together was quite easy. I did use some tricks where I kind of needed an extra set of hands, but they weren't home yet. Once the bed was in its place, I could determine exactly what I needed to go get from the hardware store to be able to continue. I got 2 different paint samples to test the orange on the walls. I put it on both walls and then I left it on for a day or so, just to see it in all times of day. And then I decided that I liked the one on the left the best. Let's go to work. Now he had said that he liked lines, so I decided to do a diagonal line across one of the walls. Now to do this, I put in a nail at the top and one at the bottom, and then I just tied a thread in between those two. And then I painted the right side, the lighter half of the wall first, just along that thread, and I let that dry completely. This, by the way, is the same color I have used in the majority of the house, including the living room. Then after that had dried completely, I put tape along the thread. Then I painted the other half of that wall orange, and I also painted the wall next to it orange. And it went on crazy orange, by the way, with the white still shining through. I feared for a little bit that I had gotten the wrong paint, but as I did a second coat and I let everything dry completely, it looked really, really good. Now to give that line something a little bit more special, I added a second line right next to it, and I made sure to press the tape onto the wall really tightly with my fingernail to make sure that there is no paint bleeding through underneath it. And then after I had done 2 layers of everything, I removed the tape while the paint was still wet, which is very, very satisfying. Then I could finally get started on building stuff. I went into my garage to cut all the wood that I needed, starting with the desk. I wanted the desk to go around the back legs of the loft bed, so I cut out a space for that using my jigsaw. Then I simply glued and screwed 4 boards together using clamps to keep it all straight. What, you couldn't find any sand? You thought I'd just lay down in a pile of sawdust? I took the 2 bottom boards of the bed and moved them up so that they were the right height for the desk to lean on. And then I added another board to the back just to give that desk support along the entire length of it. Now Steven actually thought it'd be really cool to add LED lights above the desk, so we added the hue color light strip to the back of the bed, letting it shine onto the wall, which gave a really cool effect. So I had originally planned to do some kind of storage on this side of the bed, and I was actually planning on doing some very deep shelves where you could put some baskets with toys and stuff in there, but I cannot see any way in which that would look good. So I am actually going to do something different. I'm going to build some bookshelves right against the wall. So I'm taking the back board of the bed and just putting one on the opposite side of it and then put some shelves in between so that we can store his books and things there. But then for the toys and stuff, we'll do something else. The desk that I made, it is sturdy-ish, but it definitely bends a little bit in the middle if you lean on it. So I actually want to build a cabinet underneath this. Very simple, again, with just a vertical standing board with some horizontal shelves. So that is going to be the space where I'm going to put those baskets that I was planning. And then additionally, that will provide a little bit more support for the desk. For that cupboard underneath the desk, I added another board on the right side where the desk ends, and then I created a support for the shelf. Then I made the other side out of 4 boards as well and added a shelf support to that too. And then I did decide to do only 1 shelf, so I could use bigger baskets to store the toys in. I created the shelf the same way and with the same boards as the rest, just to make it all look cohesive. It is all the same color wood and sizes as the wood for the bed. And I also made sure that I sanded all the edges of the wood all smooth, just like the wood for the bed had, so that it all looks the same. And that is about all that I could accomplish this week. Now, even though I know that I will have to take everything out when the flooring comes, I did put in some decor pieces because I have no patience and I want to see what it looks like. And also I want to share with you what it looks like. But this room is definitely not done. I really hope the flooring will be here early next week so that I can finish the rest of it. In the meantime, I will be building a vertical garage for his 20 million Hot Wheel cars, but that will be next week. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see what I make of that, and I really hope to see you then.